The universe does not send warnings without reason. The waning crescent moon in Capricorn is not just another phase. It's a cosmic signal, a message that demands your attention. Right now, forces beyond what the eye can see are aligning, preparing to shift everything around you. If you felt a quiet tension in the air, an unexplained pull towards something unknown, it's because this moon carries weight, a silent force guiding you toward transformation. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is a sign of discipline, structure, and karmic lessons. When the moon wanes in this sign, it doesn't whisper, it commands. It strips away illusions, forcing you to confront the truth. No more hiding, no more delaying. The time has come to face what you've been avoiding. A cycle is ending, and with it, an old version of you is fading. But are you truly ready for what comes next? The waning crescent moon in Capricorn is not just another lunar phase. It's a celestial threshold, the final doorway before a new beginning. This is the last sliver of moonlight before darkness takes hold, a moment of deep reflection, release, and unseen preparation. In the language of the cosmos, a waning crescent is the great purifier. It drains away what no longer serves you, dissolving illusions and cutting ties with lingering energies of the past. But Capricorn does not do this gently. Governed by Saturn, the planet of karma and discipline, this energy is like a stern teacher demanding that you learn, let go, and step forward with wisdom. You may feel an urge to withdraw, to re-evaluate, to shed something heavy. That's because this moon is pulling at your very foundation, testing your inner strength. What structures in your life are built to last, and what must crumble? This isn't just about endings, it's about clearing space for what's next. But will you resist, or will you embrace the shift? Change does not ask for permission. It arrives unannounced, reshaping the path beneath your feet before you even realize you've stepped onto new ground. The waning crescent moon in Capricorn is one of those rare cosmic forces that does not wait for you to be ready. It simply demands that you face what is already unfolding. Think about the structures in your life, the habits, the beliefs, the people. Some have stood strong, supporting you like the roots of an ancient tree. Others, however, have become fragile, hollow, barely holding themselves together. And yet you still cling to them. Why? Is it comfort? Fear? The belief that without them, you'll be lost? Capricorn's energy strips away illusions, forcing you to see things as they are, not as you wish them to be. It's not always gentle, but it is necessary. Perhaps you've noticed it already. The quiet unraveling of something you once thought was unshakable. A relationship that feels different. A goal that no longer excites you. A version of yourself that no longer fits. It's not a coincidence. The universe is guiding you toward clarity. But clarity comes at a cost. The willingness to let go. This is where the challenge begins. Letting go isn't just about releasing something external. It's about unlearning the stories you've told yourself. It's about questioning the beliefs that have shaped you, the expectations that have confined you. What if the thing you're afraid to release is the very thing holding you back? Think of a river. When water meets an obstacle, it does not stop. It does not fight. It flows around, over, through, finding a way forward, always. Yet, humans resist. We grip tightly to what we know, even when it no longer serves us. But resistance only prolongs suffering. Capricorn's influence during this waning crescent moon teaches a simple but powerful truth. Endurance is not always strength. Sometimes true strength is knowing when to surrender. So ask yourself, What are you holding on to that is already slipping through your fingers? What would happen if instead of clinging, you allowed yourself to release? The answers may not come immediately, but the moon does not wait, and neither does transformation. The hardest part of transformation is not the moment of change itself. It's the hesitation before it. The mind clings to familiarity, to the illusion of control, even when deep down, something within you knows it's time to move forward. The waning crescent moon in Capricorn is that silent nudge, that cosmic push, urging you to stop waiting for the right time and start trusting the flow of life. There is an art to letting go, but it is not the act itself that is difficult. It is what comes after. The empty space, the uncertainty, the quiet that follows when something once familiar is no longer there. It is in this space that many retreat, turning back toward old patterns, old habits, simply because the unknown feels too vast. But this moment, this space of uncertainty, is where real change begins. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast ocean. Behind you is solid ground, a place you have known your whole life. In front of you is the unknown, endless, shifting, unpredictable. You could stay where you are. The land is safe. It is familiar. But something inside you knows you are not meant to remain where you have always been. The ocean calls, not to drown you, but to carry you somewhere new. Capricorn's energy during this waning crescent moon is like a strong current beneath the surface, pulling you forward whether you are ready or not. You can fight against it, exhausting yourself in the struggle to hold on to what is already slipping away. Or you can surrender, trusting that even if you cannot see what lies ahead, the path is unfolding exactly as it should. But surrender does not mean passivity. It does not mean standing still and waiting for life to happen to you. It means aligning yourself with the natural rhythm of change, preparing yourself for what is coming, so that when the moment arrives, you are not caught in fear. You are ready. One of the most powerful ways to prepare is to recognize where resistance exists within you. What areas of your life feel heavy right now? Where do you feel stuck? These are the places where transformation is already underway, even if you cannot yet see it. The discomfort you feel is not a sign to hold on tighter. It is a sign that something is shifting, and your only choice is how you respond. If you have been hesitating to make a decision, delaying a necessary change, waiting for a sign, this is it. The universe is not subtle. When something is no longer meant for you, it will show you in 1,000 small ways. A gut feeling, a repeated obstacle, a growing sense that you are outgrowing something you once thought you needed. But growth does not come without sacrifice, and sacrifice at its core is not about loss. It is about making space. You cannot step into the next chapter of your life while still gripping onto the last. You cannot receive new opportunities with hands still full of the past. So ask yourself, what are you still holding on to, and why? What story have you been telling yourself that keeps you from stepping into something greater? What if, instead of waiting for certainty, you trusted yourself enough to take the next step anyway? This moon cycle is your chance, not just to reflect, but to act, not just to think about change, but to embrace it fully. Because whether you choose to flow with it or fight against it, transformation is already happening. The only question is, are you ready to move with it? The moment you decide to let go, something shifts. It's subtle at first, like the loosening of a tight grip. But then, like a dam breaking, the energy that was once trapped begins to flow. What you feared losing was never meant to stay in the form you once knew it. What you thought you couldn't live without was only a chapter, not the whole story. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, teaches discipline, responsibility, and structure. But more than that, it teaches the power of endurance, not in holding on, but in knowing when to release and rebuild. A tree does not cling to its dead leaves. It lets them fall, trusting that new growth will come in time. The same principle applies to your life. When something reaches its natural end, resisting only prolongs the inevitable. Yet there is a difference between surrendering and giving up. Surrender is an act of faith. It means accepting what you cannot control and focusing on what you can. It means looking at the changes happening around you and within you and asking, what is this teaching me? What new path is unfolding before me? And make no mistake, there is always a path, even when it feels like everything is uncertain, even when you can't see the destination. The way forward is forming with every choice you make. The key is in your response. Do you meet change with fear or with curiosity? Do you shrink back into old patterns or do you step forward with courage? Think about the things in your life that once felt impossible to release, the relationships you thought you'd never recover from, the setbacks that once seemed like the end of the road. Yet here you are, having moved through them, having grown in ways you never expected. This moment is no different. The fear you feel now will one day be a distant memory, just another step on the path that brought you to something greater. But for now, in this in-between space, the question remains, what will you do with this opportunity? Because that's what it is, an opportunity. The universe is not taking from you. It is clearing space. Capricorn energy demands that you take responsibility for your future, that you build something real, something lasting. But before you can construct something new, you must first clear away what no longer serves you. This is your chance to create the foundation for what comes next. To set intentions not from a place of fear, but from a place of clarity. To ask yourself, not what you are losing, but what you are making room for. Because the moment you stop seeing endings as losses and start seeing them as beginnings, everything changes. So, take a breath. Feel the weight of what you've been carrying, and then make a choice. Hold on or let go. Remain where you are or step into the unknown. The universe is already moving. The only question is, are you ready to move with it? The moment you choose to move forward, something remarkable happens. The fear that once paralyzed you begins to lose its power. The weight you carried so long starts to feel lighter, not because the burden itself has changed, but because you have. You have decided to trust, to release, to surrender to the flow of life rather than fight against it. And in that surrender, you find something unexpected: freedom. This is what the waning crescent moon in Capricorn offers you, a chance to reclaim your power, not by forcing things to stay the same, but by embracing the changes that are already happening. Capricorn's energy is not just about endings, it's about preparation. It is the builder of new foundations, the architect of what comes next. But you cannot build something new while clinging to what is already crumbling. Think about it. If you were preparing for a new journey, would you carry everything you've ever owned on your back? Number. You would take only what is necessary, what will serve you on the road ahead. Life works the same way. The things you are afraid to let go of may be the very things weighing you down, keeping you from stepping fully into the person you are meant to become. What if, instead of mourning what is leaving, you celebrated what is arriving? What if you viewed this period not as an ending, but as a powerful clearing, a sacred transition from one version of yourself to another. The universe does not take away without purpose. It is always making space for something greater, even if you cannot yet see it. But here's the truth. This process is not always easy. Growth demands discomfort. It asks you to sit in the unknown, to trust before you have proof, to take steps before the path is fully visible. This is the test, not of strength, but of faith, not of control, but of surrender. You may feel moments of doubt, moments when you question whether you made the right choice. That's normal. But doubt is not a sign that you are on the wrong path. It is a sign that you are stepping into something unfamiliar. And the unfamiliar is where transformation happens. So, in these final moments of the waning moon, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what am I truly ready to release? What beliefs, fears, or attachments are no longer in alignment with who I am becoming? And then, let them go. Not with fear, but with gratitude. Not with regret, but with trust. Because what is meant for you is already on its way. And when the next cycle begins, when the new moon rises, you will not be looking back. You will be ready, fully, completely, for what comes next. Something is shifting within you. You feel it, don't you? The tension, the anticipation, the undeniable sense that you are standing at a threshold between who you have been and who you are becoming. This is the moment that defines everything. This is where hesitation ends and transformation begins. You have spent so much time waiting for the right sign, the perfect moment, the undeniable certainty that you are ready. But what if I told you that the waiting has only been a delay, a way of avoiding what you already know deep within? Because readiness is not something that arrives. It is something you choose. It is a decision, a turning point, a moment when you say, enough. I will no longer be held back by my doubts, my past, or the fears that have whispered in my ear for far too long. This waning crescent moon in Capricorn is not just a phase in the sky. It is a cosmic mirror, reflecting back to you all that you have outgrown, all that you must leave behind in order to step fully into your power. The universe is aligning in a way that is both urgent and intentional, urging you to stop hesitating and start moving. You are not here to live in cycles of uncertainty. You are here to evolve, to transform, to rise into something greater than you ever imagined. And here's the truth. The version of you that is meant to thrive, to step into your highest purpose, is already within you. It has always been there, waiting for you to acknowledge it, to embrace it, to become it. But that version of you cannot exist in a space cluttered with old fears, outdated beliefs, and attachments to things that no longer serve you. Capricorn, the great builder of the zodiac, does not allow for structures that are weak, for foundations that are unsteady. It demands strength, but not the kind of strength that comes from holding on too tightly. No, true strength is found in knowing when to release, when to trust, when to stand firm in your knowing and say, I am ready. This is your moment. The turning point. The moment when you look at the parts of your life that no longer align and make a choice, not to fight against change, but to step into it fully. You are standing at the edge of something new, something powerful. The only thing left to do is take that step. So I ask you now, what is holding you back? Is it the fear of failure, the fear of uncertainty, the fear of losing something that feels comfortable but no longer fulfills you? Whatever it is, I want you to picture it, see it clearly in your mind, and then, just for a moment, imagine what your life would look like without it. Imagine the freedom, the lightness, the expansion that comes when you release what no longer serves you. Because this is not just about letting go. This is about stepping forward, about choosing yourself, about recognizing that the time you have spent waiting has been preparation, not delay. And now there is no more waiting. Now there is only movement. So take a breath. Feel the power rising within you. And make the choice. Not tomorrow, not next week, now right now, because the universe is moving. The energy is shifting. And you are ready. You have felt the call. You have sensed the shift. And now, standing here at the edge of transformation, there is only one thing left to do. Step forward. This entire journey, this entire message has led you to this moment. The waning crescent moon in Capricorn has brought clarity, revealing what no longer serves you, illuminating the outdated beliefs, the stagnant emotions, the cycles you have unconsciously repeated. But awareness alone is not enough. Recognition is only the first step. What truly matters now is what you do with this knowledge. Will you take this as a sign to remain where you are, tangled in the past, caught in the loops of old fears? Or will you see it for what it truly is, an invitation to rise, a cosmic push to clear space, to release the weight of everything that holds you back, to surrender not with despair, but with trust, because trust is the key. Trust that whatever is leaving your life is making way for something greater. Trust that the emptiness you fear is actually fertile ground for new beginnings. Trust that the universe does not remove without replacing, does not close doors without opening new ones. The only question is, are you ready to walk through them? You don't have to know exactly where you're going. You don't have to have every detail figured out. But you do have to decide that you are willing to move forward. You have to choose to believe in the possibility of something better. Because here's the truth. Your future self is waiting for you. The version of you that is lighter, stronger, wiser. The one who has already stepped into their power, who has released what no longer aligns, who has embraced the unknown with courage. That version of you already exists. They are simply waiting for you to catch up. So, in this moment, I challenge you, yes, you, to take action. Right here, right now, not later, not when it feels more convenient. Now look at your life. Be honest with yourself. What needs to go? What patterns, habits, relationships, fears are you still carrying that no longer fit the person you are becoming? Take a deep breath. Acknowledge them. And then, in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, let them go. Release them with gratitude. Release them with faith. Release them with the certainty that by doing so, you are making space for something extraordinary. And when you do, when you feel that shift within, you will know. You will know that you have already begun. But don't stop there. This is just the beginning. The energy of this cosmic moment is powerful. But energy alone is not enough. You must take the next step. So here's what I want you to do. Share your experience. Comment below. Tell me what you are ready to release. Tell me what this message has awakened in you. Because when we declare our intentions, we anchor them into reality. And if this message resonated with you, if you feel the urgency, the truth, the power within these words, then don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Someone else needs to hear this today, just as much as you did. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. Because this journey is far from over. There is so much more ahead. New revelations, deeper insights, powerful cosmic shifts that are yet to come. And I promise you, you won't want to miss what's next. The new moon is on the horizon. A new beginning is coming. And when it arrives, you will be ready. So take one more breath. Feel the energy within you. And know this, your transformation has already begun.